I'm gonna make a video to about the Aunt Jemima that beat the brother, Latino brother of the elder. Please y'all get this book. It's why I love Mexico because it was Escape to Freedom when Texas was stolen by white Anglo-Saxon racist slave owners. And I was reading this book in my live stream, and I want to talk about this because it needs to stop this black about. Instead of getting Trump truth to stop it, we're gonna do some education up in here. As I was reading in here, I want people to understand that this is a book about Across the Rio to Freedom, U.S. Negroes in Mexico by Rosen Swartz. And the reason why I love Mexico, because back in slavery days, if I was in a slave in Texas and there was a way to go to Rio Grande, I would be able to be free in Mexico. As I was reading my live stream about the King Zacchaeus thing, I wanted to read this book, and I wanted this old Sakata Aunt Jemima out there before anything happens to her, which she did, to know her because she's so damn ignorant, like the racist people in those areas who Africans and Hispanics causing their drama. I want her to understand that when you told Rodolfo Rodriguez to go back to Mexico, you forgot your damn history. And I'm going to educate as an African American, French, Spanish, Creole, maybe part Hispanic, Native American, Irish, Native American man. That's my background as a multiracial defender, multiracial identified, multiracial movement supporter. Since I was a teenager, I want this Osakata and your mama and those who like her, who are hating on each other to know this. Okay, when you told Rudy, Mr. Rudy, our elder Rudy Rodriguez, to go back to Mexico, you did not know that Mexico. This I'm gonna give you a history lesson. Jose Maria Tornel, Mexican minister to the United States, was among the Mexican leaders who feared the loss of Texas and believed the abolition of slavery would check Anglo movement into the area. Tornel persuaded the new president, Vicente Guerrero, and I want you to, before I stop there, Vicente Guerrero was second president of Mexico. Vicente Guerrero had a black mama. Yes, his mama was black. She was Afro-Mexican during colonial Mexico in the Nueva España at the time that was called, okay? His dad was mestizo, Spanish, biracial, Native American, and white Spaniard, okay? All right. And he was an August Leo, just like me and Maxine Waters. Anyway, and Barack Obama. Anyway, and Halle Berry, Madonna, and okay, I'm sorry to go all detail. Okay, and my point is, Chris Perez, Selena's husband. Yes, okay, thank you. Vicente Guerrero signed a decree on September 15, 1829, abolishing slavery in the Republic of Mexico. So, do you know that if it was still slavery, sister, that the Rio Grande was a rolling in the river moment to get out of slavery? Do you know when you told this man and beat him savagely, that to go back to Mexico, you forgot your damn history? Do you know that you will be free at last and you didn't have to experience racism in the white racist South? Do you know that when Texas was stolen by Sam Houston, the slave master owned by the name after this city, you know that they were trying to stop us from going on the Rio Grande to be wet blacks so we can be free and not deal with slavery? Sister, you forgot your damn history. Now, as I was saying, because I need to educate these people of color. Once again, get this book. It will educate your mind. Our mind is a terrible thing. What they say in a United Negro College Fund, we need a United Negro College Fund to fund this sister. Because her mind is terrible thing to waste. Now, let's go to one of the pages up in here. Did you know Santa Ana? Well, okay, this is what they say. Hold up. It's about the Texas revolt. Because remember, let me get to the point about Texas revolt. About this is I'm trying to get to the point when hold on, baby, y'all. No, I'm gonna do some education. Okay. Cause one thing about this book, I'm still reading this book. You know, I put it down. I'll be reading other books. You know how you we flip into different books. I'm trying. Coming. I'm trying to get to the point of migration. Okay, migration massacre. Okay. One group, however, in large numbers, ultimately proved to be a force of which cost Mexico half her territory. Were these were the Anglos who left the United States and settled in Texas. A cost. Hold up, a cost. I want everybody who the bash DACA and Trump. I know Trump will be mad at me. I don't care. The Anglos left the United States, settled in Mexican state Coahuila, Texas, where fertile river bottom soil attracted farmers anxious to take advantage of the cheap land. Anglo entrepreneurs and adventurers took advantage of the liberal Mexican policy, which offered land to all who contract to bring colonizers to Mexico northern expanses. Some of these newcomers brought their slaves with them. Sister, some of the newcomers brought their slaves with them to the next for the next decade. The settlers fought the continued efforts of the federal government of Mexico City to end slavery throughout the republic. Bishop Mellon, one of the first of these Anglos. What's this word? It's in Spanish. I do speak Spanish, but I don't speak every day. Empresarios in Texas. Um, got it perfectly. Okay. Uh, empresarios in Texas quickly recognized the danger posed to American slave owners by the freedom available in Mexican territory. He voiced his complaint to Joel Robert Pusat, the first United States minister to Mexico. I have been in the frontier of Texas for some time and have observed the Strait of Louisiana and have a loss of grunt money slaves that have taken refuge to the Republic of Mexico. The evil arising from this, the owners. This man know how to spell. That's why I'm over here. No, this was his writing. Yes, the owners, the owners of such in such senses has made, however, made hereafter by the same. The he spells same SAIM. It was a white man. SSAME. The same situation is obvious as Texas form of protection at times, as well as the territory of Nueva Leon, and Tamaulipas, should I correct him, in short, a frontier bordering the United States as a part. He put a part. It's APT, like a part. Possibility innocently to admit owning slaves, but every class deporters deporters and refugees. This is his writing. Oh Lord. Okay, millions strongly recommend that Pusan obtain oh, an education from a white racist person. Um, replica around. I don't know. That's a number of fair words to use. I don't use the word reciprocal, yeah. Reciprocal arrangements between United States and Mexico, by which such slaves might return to their owner. He reflected the concern had which had not escaped others. In 1825, the diplomatic efforts to arrange an agreement with Mexico to return fugitive slaves began. The Secretary of Henry Do you know we have a street called Clay? State Henry Clay, fearful the pursuit and recapture of slaves escaping Mexico might provoke reactions, if not violence. They had a thing we were thugs at the time. Anyway, point is among the residents who respect of the among the residents of the respective nations instructed Minister Poussin to arrange for the regular apprehension and to surrender the respective proprietors. It's not my property. Perpetrators. It's not. They use these big words I don't use every day. All their lawful agents. That's a better word they should use in this book. Point is, in any fugitive slaves. The agreement was to include the proposed treaty of amity, commerce, and navigation already under negotiation between Mexico and the United States. That's why the second one about the navigation and commerce. Yeah, that's why they had that in downtown Houston. It makes a lot of sense. Okay. Ponce advanced the treaty article that provided the manual restriction restoration of the legal owners of any slaves escaping from one country. Page change. And taking refuge to the other. According to the articles, the fugitives could require assistance from the authorities of the country in which the slaves were found in order to bring about the arrest, detention, and custody of the refugees. Under ownerships could be established. That's what they wrote. They said it shall be appeared that such slaves be actually the property of the claimant. The magistrate or the competent officer shall surrender them to the proprietors or the agents to be conveyed back to the country from whence they had escaped, meaning go back to Texas, coming from Texas in the United States. So they're escaping from Mexico. They're asking Mexico to catch the slaves who crossed the Rio Grande. Okay, let's get to the subject. Okay. So although it seemed that Mexico had little to gain from the provision, having a few slaves of her own at the time, which because it was before 1829, representatives representatives of both governments agreed to the article, of the Fourth Treaty Conference on September 27, 1825. The administration was this time perhaps concerned with establishing friendly commercial relationships with the United States, then risking a breach over the slave issue. Both parties signed a complete treaty in July 10th. Dang, it's almost July 10th. Hold on, today is July 10th. Isn't it July 10th? Yes. On this day, yes. Actually, this is the day. Okay, July 10th, which is today. Okay, now why I'm reading this thing, 1826 stipulated a term of 8 months of exchange ratification. When the Mexican Congress had not yet, by November 1826, considered ratification of the treaty, Pousset wrote to Sebastian Camacho, Mexican Secretary of State, that further delay would endanger the exchange verification within the time period. Excuse me. The Mexican Congress began to consideration of the treaty shortly after. In January 1827, Pruitt formed informed his government that the delay was not due to the unfriendly feelings towards the United States. Ponce elevation was not perhaps totally vivid, taking into consideration of Mexico's growing concern of taxes. The expansion of slavery in Texas, began the colony established by Stephen F. Austin, 1822. The first decade colonization began. At least 20,000 Anglo Americans entered Texas. Not all the newcomers were small property owners, which Texas saw her new society. Mexico saw his new society. Excuse me. One of the first settlers in Austin Colony was Jared E. Kosher. No. Coach. Okay. Of course, they arrived in 1822 with 90 slaves. Oh, dang. He had 90 slaves. Despite Mexican discouragement. Okay, sister, hear this. When you told this man to go back to Mexico, despite Mexican discouragement, by the fall of 1825, almost 1/5% of the colony was a Negro slave. 443 slaves to 1,800 whites. Expanding cotton picking. Expanding cotton production in East Texas. This is why East Texas is so racist down there. Yeah, I got roots in East Texas too. Y'all don't go on detail about, but it's racist. No wonder. Okay, depending on because of that area and the historical reference of it. Depending on the increased slave population, fundamentally, the value of investment of any Texan property rested upon development of labor to make the land productive. Mexico's commitment to abolish slavery, okay, and the necessity of the control of the aggressive Anglos, they were being thugs, conceded conceded in the late 1820s. So in late 18, so when you told this dude to go back to Mexico, do you know that Mexico had a commitment to abolish slavery at the time? This is before 1829 when Venezuela had banned slavery. Okay, you told this Mexican man who came from a country that banned slavery before the United States did, and you beat him up, you mistreat him, you did him wrong, you forgot your history, okay? You was being a you got some dude up and thugs who was crass and a barrel to our community of African American, who disgrace, who don't know their history either. And the ones who are Latino, who hate Latino, African, they don't know their history either. Okay, here we go. Mexico commitment to ban slavery in 1820s. All I gotta say, que viva Mexico. That's why I don't have anti-Mexican hatred. Que viva Mexico, because they was trying to make folks free. Back to my reading. And the control the aggressive Anglos. They were acting like thugs. They were being dude nothing. It's trying to go. And it said now. This is the funny part. This one I'm trying to go back to Mexico, right? Do you know why Mexico is the Southwest no longer Mexico? Because of aggressive Anglos, thugs. Aggressive Anglos took this land for expansion of slavery. So, you rather live in a country, sweetheart, sister, that wanted you to be a slave, except a country that did not want you to be a slave. That's why I don't hate Mexico. That's why I don't hate Mexican people. Now, the who are Portuguese, yeah, okay, because individual spaces, not the whole race of people, okay? And the Portuguese are brainwashed like you, okay? You and your mama and the thugs who attack the Portuguese who attack African American people who fought, they're brainwashed just like you in white Anglo-Saxon racism supremacy in the United States of America with three K's in it. Because in Mexico, you'll be free, but in the United States, you've been a slave back in the days. You want to pick cotton, make pancakes, and jump, mama. You sure got that. No, nothing wrong with Ray. I don't make fun because she does it. But if you had an Aunt Jemima costume on when that woman took a picture of you, it would make a good shot. Okay, and next time Aunt Jemima pancakes, you can use her picture on there. No, we ain't claiming her. We ain't claiming her. We not those who are intelligent. And I mean, we not claiming her. She put herself out there beating on people and acting all ratchet. Acting like her slave master. She mixed with, she don't got no dog. She got dog skin. She got a drop of white in her. She acting thuggish like the aggressive Anglos that stole the Southwest. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, let's get back to the education of the ignorant. Okay, anyway, point is, United States ambition in direction of Texas had manifested itself early in territorial claims made on Louisiana Purchase through the Adams Onis Treaty had settled boundary lines in 1819. Early treaty negotiation between United States and Mexico included attempts by the United States to renegotiate national limits. Offers to purchase Texas extended by Minister Pensett. Poncet, excuse me. The so-called Freedom Rebellion erupted in Texas in 1826, stemming from a dispute between Texas Empresino, Empresino, hidden who were they? I gotta read about those people. Hayden Edwards and the Mexican authorities over property rights of Native Mexicans. The conflict involved 30 Anglos who revolted and declared themselves to be the independent republic. Now, see how they talk about DACA and Mexican folks and Latinos go back to Mexico, but these white people went to Mexico and tried to declare it as an independent way before they tried. Yes, this was before slavery had ended. See, y'all, this is they don't teach this in school. I had to read this book prior to this situation. Okay, the conflict. Okay, yes, yeah. The Anglos came. This is we're talking about. Go back and put a wall. Now I'm not defending states that's over the wall. That was our Rio Grande. That was our doggone underground railroad, y'all. I'm mad about the folks in our communities being educated like the sister. And those who Latino community not relate to because that's Spanish Creole, but I'm not Mexican, but I got relates to Spain. My roots. Even though Louisiana was part of West España. Point is, truth of the matter is that they're going to fight each other down there in California, and the California school system failed these people of color. What it is that they have been taught white Anglo-Saxon Protestant history. They didn't taught there's a connection of their history. There's African American and Hispanic, aka Latino or whatever. See, the Anglos went to Mexico, which we are sitting right today. There's 99 states. The Southwest, and declare it to be an independent. How can you do that? Yes, this would end all this immigration issue right here. The Anglo Americans from the South acted. Then they said they was trying to Mexico was trying to they insisted it was a controlled aggressive. That means thug type thug. They were being do nothing in Mexico. Our white ancestors that was slave masters that mixed together, they were acting like thugs in Mexico. Yes, that's why they stole, man. They were acting like thugs. See, they don't teach us in history. Okay, this defines put the Mexican government increasing on guard against in encroachment by United States. The base treaty debates continue. The debate within the Committee of Foreign Relations of Mexican Chambers of Deputies in 1826, held up consideration of the United States Mexican Treaty. The committee gave especially the um, strong consideration to the Article 33 of the proposed treaty. The article which dealt with fugitive slaves, that was so those runaways, um, ultimately recommended its rejection. It defended slaves' rights to take his liberty, citing that an other rights which the author of the nature has conceded to him. It noted that the particular advantage to Mexico if the future remained a free man on Mexican soil. So, sister, you have been they was trying to keep us free. See, you over here talking in Mexican California, being a Mexican man visit his family and talking about go back to Mexico. Do you know that Mexico was trying to defend your ass and my ass? Some folks don't know they damn history. Oh, it kills me. Point is, okay. Alluding to the slaveholding Anglos in Texas, aka Tejas, they acknowledged the infancy of such policy, of such a policy. Excuse me. The community, this is what they wrote. The community is moreover aware that the colonies of our neighbors on the frontiers, slaves are worked who alone can withstand the labors to which they are condemned by the deplorable faith. Who will not allow that that it is suspended for us to remove our neighbors from the frontiers, even by indirect means. Forwarding a copy of the committee reports to the United States Secretary of State Poussin indicated that the chambers of deputies had discussed the report in secret session. Ooh, okay, and had returned to the committee with special instructions. Though never formally adopted, the report illustrates that the complex character, both illogical and self-serving, of the Mexican refusal to comprise the issue of the fugitive slaves. The ideological commitment reflect the overlying mood of the Mexican Congress, which one member described as electrified when considered the plot of the slaves. Erasmo Wing, Erasmo Seguin. Erasmo Seguin, his Latino representative from Texas, continued that Congress was resolved to decree the potential extension of the Republic of Commerce in the traffic in slaves, that in the introduction in our territory should be permitted under the pretext. The possibility of discouraging Anglo American settlers along the northern boroughs through the expenditures of importation of avowed policy did not escape the Congress either. The ability to obtain the ratification of the treaty resulted in the withdrawal in 1827 But following the year negotiation again, but begin. That's what she wrote here. Okay, with the Mexican administration, Ponce expected at this time to conclude the treaty favorably, properly, and his accomplished his aim by mid-February. Among its many agreements, the new treaty provided the return of the fugitive slaves. The protocols of treaty um, conference give an indication of any disputes over the adoption. Puget, okay, sorry, Puget, Puget had already dispatched the treaty ratification by the United States Senate when Mexico Secretary State Commercial indicated that no doubts arising within his government concerning the interpretation of some of the treaty articles. Camacho then requests further explanation conference within preset at the converting on various other articles. Camacho related to the serious objection of his government to Article 33, the slave clause. Members of the government considered restitution of fugitive slaves to their owners in direct conflict with the law of Congress, the federal law, and July 13th is soon, right? Comes to 1840, 1826, 24, excuse me. Is whereas with the public opinion which strongly favored the emancipation of slaves, concerning that he himself was a necessity of some of the provision. Camacho, so much, excuse me, Camacho suggested possibly modification, modification. Mexico would agree to reimburse American owners of each. This is the one that Mexico would agree to reimburse the North American owners of fugitive slaves, thereby avoid offending any sentiments with Mexican people. That's what they were trying to. Pearson replied to suggestion that he they reported the Secretary State Clay in strong language because he thought that it was politic to do so. He stated that the friendly relations were the goal of the treaty, and the omission of such provision would threaten the permanent existence of nations, extending the invitation to the slaves to free the United States. Extending the invitation to the slaves to free the United States and take refuge in Mexico. The government, this is what they say. The government, I wrote down here, the government of the United States was bound by the sacred obligations of social control to protect the properties of its citizens. If a slave, in order to become free, only to pass the Mexican frontier, loss of property will be soon become great to compel the government will reclaim such slave. This government reclaim such slaves. The peace warned that the slave owners would be irritated if any unjust attempt to deprive them of their property and might combine together follow seize the slaves whenever they might be found employ the savage Indians. I hate when they do that because I'm part of the American to recover them. Poussin uh, Poinsett opinion in Article 33 represent the deterrent to the conditions in which made the frontier one consensual scene and bloodshed and confusion. Despite that, okay. All right, so they're trying to get Mexico to pay all the slave owners who lost their slave. I'm getting sleepy, y'all. Hmm because I've been up all night. No. Anyway, y'all, my message is that this. So if I read this book, I can't read the whole book. It's gonna take a whole doggone time. But before you say anything about going back to Mexico, I want people in the Latino community, without being racist and everything, to remind this sister and those who like her that it wasn't for Mexico, we would not have freedom. And Mexico opened its doors. They did. They opened the doors to unite the African American people. It was increased bring away slaves, even two slaves from Sam Houston. Slavery increased in Texas when it was its own country. I'm sorry, I'm being sleepy up in here. But you're very wrong for saying go back to Mexico and beat that man up. See, unlike many people, I'm educated. I don't know everything, but I aspire to learn things. And I know my history that Mexico opens doors to people I represent. That's why everybody the Mexicans ain't our friends. Was people I represent ain't our friends either, and within our own community. God dog it. Poor is. So in Mexico, so tired. I'm being sleepy. I don't know, cause I've been stressed. You know, this issue bothers me. This is it does. It bothers me because we need to. Anyway, sister girl, let me tell you something, baby. You need, if you get caught, I'm sorry. I don't care what happens. I don't want to wish bad luck on people, but the Mexico was the open door for freedom. Okay, I was trying. I know I'm going all terms of this about reading this book, but y'all need to get this book to stop thinking that this stuff, this would none stuff like this would stop this black and brown racism stuff. Because if it wasn't for Mexico, you wouldn't be free. Oh, uh, I am so tired, baby. I am. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because a lot of folks do not know that people went to Mexico to be free. I don't understand that how people can hate on Mexican people and African behavior. Well, because in America, y'all not taught, both communities are not taught real education. That's why the public school system failed our communities. And then the people, the elders and stuff. And that's the point that I want to understand that, oh, I'm so tired. You know, being you beat up all day and I just, you know, and this what I do. We need to. I ain't perfect. This is my first. I'm gonna do this. Oh my God! I do hope and pray that we'll stop this racism within the communities. Please recognize that people are both related, regardless of what folks don't like it or not. And I ask the ancestors, same on the borders, that in Jesus' name that he will pray that you God will stop this situation. I also would pray that we'll stop all the racism and wars, stop all the crime in those areas. I'm not perfect, but somebody got to pray about this to put an end of black and brown racism. First, I'll get rid of the one drop rule mentality. You know, it's no longer allowed. Get rid of black and brown, mejero de raza, all these things, because I thank you so much for giving me the blessing to, oh my God, to um, to stop this situation, to stop this, to pray that it'll be educated. You took me out of things at 13 years old. You took me on this journey to learn about multiculturalism and multiracialism and everything else. You made me who I am today, even though I do make mistakes and I curse and everything, but at the same time, you forced me to, without me even trying to do so, to tell the truth. And I'll be provoked by your spirit to tell the truth because no one's not telling it on this channel. I pray for Rodolfo Rodriguez. I pray for Trayvon Martin Soul. I pray for Jose Jose, excuse me, Flores. I pray for the people who've been abused and killed and murdered between the black and brown races in this country, especially Miss Cheryl, Crystal Green, whatever her name is, and many others would have been each other's gains. And I pray that you please put an end to injustice for these people. I also pray that you will make people in those communities to change their heart and also get books like this that will educate that we have a shared history and stop white supremacy for separating us and also making us feel less than who we are and making us hate each other when actually it's all foolishness. So I do pray that also to the healing recovery of Rudy Rodolfo Rodriguez, they'll put an end to this, and you'll get those women, that woman, and those men. I cannot wish evil in prayer because that's in Luke 6. You say, "Don't condemn, you be condemned, and don't judge." But I hope and pray that LAPD finds these people and put them in custody and then make harsh sentences of those who commit these crimes, especially those communities, whether it be African American or Hispanic. Okay? Get rid of black and brown racism, get rid of all this mess, put an end to it. And in Jesus' name I pray.